Today's the day. I'm so excited. Today is day 1 of 15 Days of Foundation, season 5. Schwitzing in this jacket. This is where I try out a new foundation every single day for 15 days, March 15th to 29th. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. You can join the Bayrito family. If you're already subscribed, turn on that bell notification. I upload every day, 6 p.m. Pacific time, so the bell will just alert you when that video goes up. Before you watch this video or any other videos throughout these 15 days, make sure you've seen the announcement video for this series. This whole series is helping raise awareness for Project Beauty Share, and we partnered with 5 different shelters across the US. We partnered with Tampax, Garnier, a bunch of other really great brands to send product to these shelters. But where you guys come in, every single day you can click on the link down below and vote for the shelter that you want to win a grand prize of $5,000 and also a meetup in that winning city. Definitely check back to that link every single day and cast your vote. I would love to meet you guys. Hopefully I can come to your city. The second way to get involved is by rocking a 15 Days of Foundation t-shirt. 100% of the proceeds of every single item you guys purchase on the Teespring 15 Days of Foundation page goes straight to Project Beauty Share. Definitely check out the announcement video because all of the info about this campaign, the details, more about the t-shirts, more about the voting page, the shelters involved, everything is in that video, so definitely check that out down below. I'm not going to be given this long of a spiel in the beginning of every single video, so don't worry, it's just day 1, so I got to put it out there. So thank you guys for your support and your voting and everything. I'm so excited to see how this whole thing turns out. Alright, so let's move on to the foundation, day 1. So the first foundation we're going to be trying out is the brand new DIOR Skin. This is obviously a little sample, which I'll explain about. DIOR Skin Forever Undercover Foundation. The name Forever Undercover just makes me think of Quantico, or like Carmen Sandiego. Good show if you haven't seen it. This is new. I'm actually filming this video in February, so it just launched right now. I never really review like the samples. I always purchase the full bottle, but I had the full bottle in my cart on Sephora, and then I saw they had the deluxe sample sizes, so I trashed the full bottle, got the samples, which is why we have this. They actually had the lightest shade. If I do like it, I'll end up just purchasing the full bottle. So the full-size foundation retails for $52, but it has 1.3 ounces of product, which is a little bit more than standard 1 fluid ounce. It comes in 24 shades. I have the lightest shade, which is 10 Ivory, which says very light with neutral undertone. I also got the shade 20 as a sample. There's a few shades in between 10 and 20, 14, 15, that's it, 14, 15. But I'm also going to swatch this one since I have it. It says it's for all skin types, 24-hour full coverage water-based foundation. Supposed to be the most extreme wear foundation yet from DIOR. Full coverage, lightweight formula with a natural matte finish. It says it contains the highest level of pigments out of any DIOR foundation, almost twice that of the original Forever Fluid foundation for an even fuller coverage. It's supposed to be like second skin, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to insert swatches right here so you can see what the shades 10 and 20 look like next to some of my other foundations. Alright, so swatch time. Right here is the DIOR foundation in the lightest shade 10. Next over is the shade 20, and these both have already oxidized since I first swatched them. I can see it as it's drying too. The center, where it's still a little bit more wet, is about a shade lighter than the outside where it's already dried down. Next over is the NARS Radiant Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. I have a whole video on this, along with every other one of these foundations. Dermacol 208, which is my closest shade match. Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Foundation in Porcelain. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110. I don't like this foundation at all. I only include it in swatches because it's a fair shade from the drugstore that you can compare to. And then Milk Makeup Blur Liquid in the lightest shade Fair. If you're excited for this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I'm uploading every single day, 15th to 29th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let's do this. All right, I cannot believe this is happening right now. It's day 1. So it is 10:30 a.m. when I'm filming this. It's actually February 8th. I've already washed, moisturized, and prepped my skin. I'm going to have the products linked down below. I'm not going to be doing half face with the primer in this series because basically all I've been doing is my usual moisturizers, and then I just put like 2 spritzes of this in my hand and just kind of like pat it all over my face, and that's pretty much how I've been wearing my foundation every single day. So that's just basically to get my skin to a state where it's nice and moisturized and ready for foundation. I'm going to start out with the shade 10 Ivory, the lightest one, because that's what I was in the Star foundation. I'm going to shake this just in case. It's supposed to be full coverage and 24 hours of wear. I'm going to do my usual 10-hour wear test. Looks a little bit dark on there, so we'll see how this goes. This is the lightest shade. So I'm going to start out with my dampened Real Technique sponge on this side of my face. This one does feel different than they used to. It feels very thin, like super lightweight, has a major scent. Why the heck does Dior always do this? Their Star Foundation smells like perfume, and this one does too. Very heavily scented. I just hate that much fragrance in foundation. This looks beautiful on the skin with the sponge. Whoa. It feels like I have nothing on my face right now. Like it feels super, super lightweight. It's giving pretty good coverage. It definitely doesn't look like full coverage with the sponge. It's not really covering the scarring on my neck. Okay, so from far away, like when I was just looking in the mirror, it looks amazing. When I look really up close, it looks a little bit patchy in certain areas, and it's actually like clinging a little bit on my forehead up here. But let's see what happens with the brush. So my skin is more normal to dry right now. I'm on month 5 of Accutane, but right now my skin is more just really on the normal side. Off the bat, definitely better coverage with the brush, but it still doesn't look like full coverage. You can still see stuff coming through. I would say this is medium coverage. The way they described this made it seem like super, super ultra double pigment full coverage, and it's definitely not. This is definitely a clinger. Like I said, I don't even have dry patches, but just to certain areas of my face where there's more texture, you can just kind of see it sitting there. Around my nose, it doesn't look the best. I'm gonna get really up close. It's weird because from far away, just like from a foot away when I'm looking in the mirror, it looks beautiful. It's just when you look really up close that it's like, whoa. I'm hoping it's picking up on what I'm really seeing in real life. You can see some of the clinging happening right there and in this area. Look at the center of my forehead. Looks very clingy, dry. Can you see that texture right there? Seems to be already starting to crease a little bit around my mouth area. If this doesn't oxidize, I think the shade actually works for me. On camera, it looks like it matches. It is a bit dark in real life, but not to the point where it's too dark. I'm gonna go in with the sponge without product on it and just try and kind of smooth out my forehead and any of the textured areas. Okay, that didn't do a whole lot. Still looking pretty crappy. Yeah, it's just a clinger. As far as the finish, when I first put it on, it looked a lot more satin matte. Right now, it looks like more of just kind of a true matte, maybe like a soft matte. It's not the worst, it just doesn't look particularly good on my skin right now. One thing that I do like is that it doesn't feel super sticky, and it doesn't seem to be transferring at all when I just touch my face. Typically, I'll only set this area of my face so that I can blend powder products on top, but I don't even feel like I need to do that. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now it's 11:40. We're gonna call a check-in time 11 o'clock since that's when I finished up with my face makeup. No idea why my makeup just took me this long. I feel like day 1, I'm always like false lashes, full on makeup, and by day 15, it's under eye bags and mascara. So pretty much the same thing as far as the foundation. This foundation has gone through some phases. I feel like when I first put it on, it looked very smooth, had a really pretty satin finish, looked really lightweight, and now that it's been on my face, it looks pretty heavy and a little bit cakey. It's not looking good. So right now on my skin, I'm not liking this one, but we'll see if it kind of warms up to my skin throughout the day, hopefully. I'm gonna start a clip right here what it looks like in natural lighting, and then we'll do a flash test. This is what the foundation looks like in natural lighting. It's hella gloomy and like dark outside right now, even though it's the morning. Not sure how the lighting is gonna be, but let's zoom in. So as you can see, it looks pretty dry and crusty up here. This camera has been having a rough time focusing lately. Are you okay, bro? Look at that cover effects highlight though. All right, so let's go do a little flash test. I'm hungry. Oops, flash wasn't on. It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good with the flash. It looks nice and soft. It actually looks really flattering on camera. 50,000 times better with flash on than it does in real life. So on the rest of my face, for contour today, I used Makeup Geek. This pan is friggin' magnetic. What is the shade? Breakup. Cool Porcelain. And blush I use the Zoeva. I think the shade is Shy Beauty, but this is the Zoeva blush. I got this off of Glambot. It's a super pretty like peachy pink shade. Highlight, I've been obsessed with this. This is the Cover FX Moonlight highlight. All of my eyeshadows I'm wearing today are from the, whoa, it's going flying, Morphe 25G palette. This is a great palette, 24G. Not 25. My lashes are Eylure 121s. And then my lips, I did a combo of the Blackheart Plush Liquid Lip. This is actually from Hot Topic. I just did a whole video testing out Hot Topic makeup. And then just on the middle, I put on a little bit of the Healthy Lip Physicians Formula in All Natural Nude, just to give it a tiny bit of more warm tone to it. The next check-in I do will be in natural lighting, so I'll see you guys in a few hours. My hair right now. So it's now 4 o'clock. 4:04, so it's been on for 5 hours. It looks about exactly the same as the last check-in, except now I'm getting creasing on my upper lip. Oh, by the way, I peeled off my lashes. So there's creasing there, on the other side too on my upper lip, and everywhere else looks about the same, if not a little bit worse. Yeah, it looks like the creases have gotten worse right there. I'm gonna check back in with you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so I got a little sidetracked and it is actually now, whoops, 11:03. It's been on for 12 hours. So this is a long wear test. I'm wearing a different fuzzy tan jacket. So I think you might even be able to see on camera from here. I'm gonna zoom in. I have been working on the computer and I had my hand like this, and that's how I work almost every single day. Normally, my foundation doesn't come off at all because I'm not like rubbing it, and it is 100% rubbed off right there, like to the point where you can see kind of where my hand mark was and where my concealer stops. That's pretty extreme. That completely came off. And then you can see the other side, which has a little bit rubbed off down here, but not anything like this side. So if you're looking for a transfer proof foundation, this definitely is not it. Not only that, but it feels dry, like feels like a dry powder. So it's weird that it transferred that much. Besides the transfer, it's a little bit hard to tell on camera, but I do think it's oxidized about a shade, maybe half a shade to a shade. It hasn't oxidized orange, which I like, it's just darkened a bit. I mean, the forehead and everything else looks exactly the same as the last 2 check-ins. It just still looks pretty heavy, cakey. So this one for me is a no for sure. I'm really glad I didn't purchase the full bottle of this for 52 bucks. This might be one that looks great if you don't have any kind of texture on your face. Just go into it knowing that it's definitely a matte, medium coverage, not transfer proof. If I really wanted to like salvage the last few drops of the sample bottle, I would put on definitely some kind of like smoothing primer underneath, definitely super dewy setting spray over top. It just has that look to it though, where I can tell it's still gonna be a clinger. But I hope you guys enjoyed day 1. If you did and you're excited for the rest of the series, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. The series playlist, everything is down below in the description box. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.